Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 801 narrated al-bara, the bowing, the prostrations, the period of standing after bowing, and the interval between the two prostrations of the Prophet, used to be equal in duration. Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 802 narrated Ayyub, Abu Kilaba said, Malik bin Huwairith used to demonstrate to us the prayer of the Prophet, at times other than that of the compulsory prayers. So, once, he stood up for prayer and performed a perfect qiyam, standing and reciting from the Holy Quran, and then bowed and performed bowing perfectly. Then he raised his head and stood straight for a while. Abu Kilaba added, Malik bin Huwairith in that demonstration prayed like this sheikh of ours, Abu Yazid. Abu Yazid used to sit for a while on raising his head from the second prostration before getting up. Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 803 narrated Abu Bakr bin Abdurrahman ibn Harith bin Hisham and Abu Salama bin Abdurrahman. Abu Hurairah used to say takbir in all the prayers, compulsory and optional, in the month of Ramadan or other months. He used to say takbir on standing for prayer and on bowing. Then he would say, Sami'a Allahu liman hamida, and before prostrating he would say Rabbana wa lakal hamd. Then he would say takbir on prostrating and on raising his head from the prostration, then another takbir on prostrating for the second time, and on raising his head from the prostration. He also would say the takbir on standing from the second rak'ah. He used to do the same in every rak'ah till he completed the prayer. On completion of the prayer, he would say, By him in whose hands my soul is. No doubt my prayer is closer to that of Allah's Messenger than yours, and this was his prayer till he left this world. Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 804 and Abu Hurairah said, when Allah's Messenger raised his head from bowing, he used to say Sami'a Allahu liman hamida, Rabbana wa lakal hamd. He would invoke Allah for some people by naming them, O Allah. Save al-Walid bin al-Walid and Salama bin Hisham and Ayyash bin Abi Rabia and the weak and the helpless people among the faithful believers, O Allah. Be hard on the tribe of Mudr and let them suffer from famine years like that of the time of Joseph. In those days the eastern section of the tribe of Mudr was against the Prophet. Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 805 narrated Anas bin Malik, Allah's Messenger, fell from a horse and the right side of his body was injured. We went to inquire about his health. Meanwhile it was time for the prayer, and he led the prayer sitting, and we also prayed while sitting. On completion of the prayer he said, the Imam is to be followed. Say takbir when he says it. Bow when he bows. Rise when he rises, and when he says Sami'a Allahu liman hamida, say, Rabbana wa lakal hamd, and prostrate if he prostrates. Sufyan narrated the same from Ma'mar ibn Uri said that the Prophet's right leg had been injured. Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 806 narrated Abu Hurairah, the people said, O Allah's Messenger, shall we see our Lord on the day of resurrection? He replied, do you have any doubt in seeing the full moon on a clear, not cloudy, night? They replied, no, O Allah's Messenger. He said, do you have any doubt in seeing the sun when there are no clouds? They replied in the negative. He said, you will see Allah, your Lord, in the same way. On the day of resurrection, people will be gathered and he will order the people to follow what they used to worship. So some of them will follow the sun, some will follow the moon, and some will follow other deities. And only this nation, Muslims, will be left with its hypocrites. Allah will come to them and say, I am your Lord. They will say, we shall stay in this place till our Lord comes to us, and when our Lord will come, we will recognize him. Then Allah will come to them again and say, I am your Lord. They will say, you are our Lord. Allah will call them, and as Sirat, a bridge, will be laid across hell, and I, Muhammad, shall be the first amongst the apostles to cross it with my followers. Nobody except the apostles will then be able to speak, and they will be saying then, O Allah, save us. O Allah, save us. There will be hooks like the thorns of Satan in hell. Have you seen the thorns of Satan? The people said, yes. He said, these hooks will be like the thorns of Satan. But nobody except Allah knows their greatness and size, and these will entangle the people according to their deeds. Some of them will fall and stay in hell forever. Others will receive punishment, torn into small pieces, and will get out of hell, till when Allah intends mercy on whomever he likes amongst the people of hell, he will order the angels to take out of hell those who worship none but him alone. the angels will take them out by recognizing them from the traces of prostrations, for Allah has forbidden the hell fire to eat away those traces. So they will come out of the fire, it will eat away from the whole of the human body except the marks of the prostrations. At that time they will come out of the fire as mere skeletons. The water of life will be poured on them, and as a result they will grow like the seeds growing on the bank of flowing water. Then when Allah had finished from the judgments amongst His creations, one man will be left between hell and paradise, and he will be the last man from the people of hell to enter paradise. He will be facing hell, and will say, O Allah, turn my face from the fire, as its wind has dried me and its steam has burnt me. Allah will ask him, will you ask for anything more in case this favor is granted to you? He will say, no, by your honor, power. And he will give to his Lord, Allah, what he will of the pledges and the covenants. Allah will then turn his face from the fire. When he will face paradise and will see its charm, he will remain quiet as long as Allah will. He then will say, O my Lord, let me go to the gate of paradise. Allah will ask him, didn't you give pledges and make covenants to the effect that you would not ask for anything more than what you requested at first? He will say, O my Lord, do not make me the most wretched amongst your creatures. Allah will say, if this request is granted, will you then ask for anything else? He will say, no, by your power, I shall not ask for anything else. Then he will give to his Lord what he will of the pledges and the covenants. Allah will then let him go to the gate of paradise. On reaching then and seeing its life, charm, and pleasure, he will remain quiet as long as Allah wills, and then will say, O my Lord, let me enter paradise. Allah will say, may Allah be merciful unto you, O son of Adam. How treacherous you are. Haven't you made covenants and given pledges that you will not ask for anything more than what you have been given? He will say, O my Lord, do not make me the most wretched amongst your creatures. So Allah will laugh and allow him to enter paradise, and will ask him to request as much as he likes. He will do so till all his desires have been fulfilled. Then Allah will say, request more of such and such things. Allah will remind him, and when all his desires and wishes have been fulfilled, Allah will say, all this is granted to you in a similar amount besides. Abu Sahieh Eal-Bukhari said to Abu Hurairah, Allah's Messenger said, Allah said, that is for you and 10 times more like it. Abu Hurairah said, I do not remember from Allah's Messenger, except his saying, all this is granted to you in a similar amount besides. Abu Sahieh said, I heard him saying, that is for you and 10 times more the like of it. Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 807 narrated Abdullah bin Malik bin Buwaina, whenever the Prophet used to offer prayer, he used to keep arms away from the body so that the whiteness of his armpits was visible. Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 808 narrated Abu Wail Hadith said, I saw a person not performing his bowing and prostrations perfectly. When he completed the prayer, I told him that he had not prayed. I think that Hadith added, that is said to the man, had you died, you would have died on a tradition other than that of the Prophet Muhammad. Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 809 narrated Ibn Abbas, the Prophet was ordered by Allah to prostrate on 7 parts and not to tuck up the clothes or hair while praying. Those parts are the forehead along with the tip of nose, both hands, both knees, and toes of both feet. Sahieh Eal-Bukhari 810 narrated Ibn Abbas, the Prophet said, we have been ordered to prostrate on 7 bones and not to tuck up the clothes or hair,